Hello guys, today I want to talk to you about challenging times and how to deal with that. There's one thing that as humans we all have in common, and that is that we all experience adversity. We all have challenges in our lives. We design our lives to avoid adversity and challenges in our lives. We get out of bed every morning to avoid adversity. In other words, we know if we don't get out of bed, we're not going to pay bills, and that alone motivates us to get out. And so challenges and adversity are something we all experience. It's something we all have in common. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of the fight or flight concept. And the fight or flight concept basically is that in the face of adversity, in the face of danger, humans, we either fight or we flight. We leave, we run, we get away from that dangerous situation. And the interesting thing is, and the one thing that has always intrigued me is, what makes the difference between the people that fight and the people that flight? And one of the things I came up with that I personally think, and it's just my philosophy and my theory on why some people fight and some people flight, is that the people that fight actually have a particular essence to them. They have this gritty nature, and that gritty nature and that essence doesn't just come from anywhere. That gritty nature just simply comes from an internal philosophy on how they live their lives. And so hear me out. I believe a lot of that either comes from culture. Sometimes it's just genetics. Some people just are born gritty. But I think for the majority of people, it has to do with this belief system that's created within them that says, you know what? I know who I am. I know what I stand for. And I know what I want to be known for. And because of that, they're just fighters. And so how do we mimic this if it's not in us? How do we go from being someone that tends to run away from adversity, run away from challenges, to someone that just goes dead on and faces any challenge, no matter how big, no matter what giant you're facing, you're just going to go, and you're going to face it regardless. What makes that difference, and how do we fabricate that particular belief system, that emotion that's going to get us through hard times? And one of the things that I truly believe in is an inner reflection. And in this inner reflection, you basically ask yourself three questions. And those three questions are, who am I? And when you ask yourself, who am I? You're basically taking off your mask. We all have a mask we wear. And that mask is how we show up in the world. And so in other words, at work, you're one way. With your friends, you're another way. With family, you're another way. But you're always wearing one particular mask in order to thrive. And so when you're by yourself in this inner reflection and you take that mask off, what does that person look like? Who is that person? Because only you truly know that person. You truly know who's behind the mask. And so you ask yourself, who am I? Who am I without the mask? And the second question is, why am I here? Why was I put on this earth? What is it exactly that I stand for? What is it I want to be known for? And third is, what do I want people to say about me in my obituary? Yes, I know it sounds morbid. I know it sounds tragic. But one day, the reality of things is that you will pass, and your family members, your friends are going to remember you for something. So what is that one thing you want to be remembered for? And I think when you internalize all three of these questions and you get very, very real with yourself, you become gritty. You have this essence. You know why you're here, and you show up in the world very, very differently. And when adversity comes around, it just doesn't push you around. You just face it. You stand up because you know who you are without that mask, because you know truly, what you stand for, and you want to make sure that you leave a mark. You want to make sure that people know you for a particular reason, that people remember you for a particular reason. And I think if you internalize these three questions and you just show up in a genuine way in the world, you're just naturally gritty, you're naturally a tough person, and no matter what comes your way, you're going to be able to overcome it. So I hope you incorporate some of these ideas. I know they've helped me immensely throughout my life. And, I'm not saying I don't get a little shaky when things come around, but I always remember those three questions. And I'm so clear in those three questions that no matter what comes my way, I just stand firm. And trust me, I've had plenty of adversity in my life, and I'm still here. I feel stronger after every single situation. And I just learn from every situation. I continue to move on. And so I hope if you're one of those people that right now adversity comes around and it shakes you, that you just apply these 3 things and you truly, truly know what you're made of, who you are, and what you want to be remembered for. I hope this helps. Talk to you guys soon. Ciao.